for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. This is real sports talk for the real sports fan. Talk to him, Swain.
Give me 2 house and a Ric Flair.
Barbecue restaurant in America, 865-250-503. Garza Law Hotline. Hope everyone is having a fabulous August 26th start of your morning. And Swain Event's a little different this morning. The reason why is because if you're watching Swain Event TV, you see Seth Stokes.
What's up?
Seth Stokes in the building this morning. Ben McKee is out today. I think by now everyone understands why. Over the last couple of weeks, there have been days where it's been me. The reason why is because, Ben McKee has been going through a battle that he is going to win. That's in his DNA. He's a winner. He's a warrior. But over the course of the last 6 to 8 weeks, he has taken time to pay closer attention to his health, and we are at the point now where he is being treated for that ugly C word. He started chemotherapy last week on a Monday. Mondays are rough, and just to give everyone a little bit of an update without too much information, I was over at the house yesterday and was hanging out with Knox and Jalen, his 2 younger boys, and went by, dropped off some Dead End Barbecue, and talked to Ben yesterday. Ben's in good spirits. Ben's a man of faith, and Ben appreciates everyone and their support and their love. And he's not necessarily used and comfortable asking for help. That's not Ben. He's a guy that is willing to work for everything that he gets and never ask for anything. But this is a time where we rally around him, whether he asks for it or not. Man, we're here to help him, and whether it's food that we can provide for the family, whether it's hiring cleaning service to get over there and help with, the house so all the work is not on Savannah, his wife. That's what we're going to do. Whether Ben likes it or not, Ben, that's what we're doing, okay?
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice, Ben. We here. And so I know for a couple of weeks he was wondering if he was going to say anything publicly. And he just wanted to go about his business, just work hard, put his head down, But with the chemotherapy, it's going to put him down. Days where he just wants to sleep and rest, and it was time for him to say something. And so, thanks to Josh Heupel for his kind words. I know the head coaches know. I talked to Tony Vitello on Friday at his golf tournament and shared it with him. I know Rick Barnes knows. So, continue to lift Ben up and his family in prayer, and send him positive vibes. But we'll give you updates as we can, as Ben would want me to. And so I'm respecting the family's privacy. But they are faith driven, and they are in really good spirits. And but we're here. But Stokes, man, it's game week, my man.
It is, man. It's been a long time coming. This has been probably the most eventful offseason Tennessee's had under Coach Heupel. So it's almost like old hat a little bit, kind of getting back into the way things used to be, not in the greatest of ways. But hey, we're going to cheer for the squad that takes the field on Saturday, and come what may, man. I'm hoping for great things this season. Expectations aren't through the roof. A lot of new, a lot of questions, and we'll get some of those answers on Saturday. It's the time we've been waiting for. It's the most exciting time of the year, and we say this on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Come Saturday morning, we're fired up. Vols by 50.
You already know. Yeah. You already know. Yeah, like Heupel has changed the culture so much in a positive way, Stokes, that this offseason it feels like drama, right?
Right.
I mean, you had a quarterback dip out and leave when he did, and Nico. The situation with Boo Carter, that's ongoing. It looks like he's going to play on Saturday. I would start him at punt returner because I don't see anybody else doing a better job. You can get away with playing someone else at nickel, even though he's probably better. But I don't think anyone comes close to a punt returner, and I would put him out there. I would first punt Syracuse. I'm putting him out there. I'm not trying to send any more messages. It's the season. We're trying to win.
Well, it's time to go. And if he's out there at all, that means the coaches have approved it. That means the team, for the most part, has probably been like, okay, he's earned his way back on the field. I would imagine how this situation went down with the fact that this was kind of a team-led, hey, this man's got to change or else he's got to go. If he's back on the field at this point in any capacity, there's been some sign-off on that. And so why? Why continue to send a message? Put the man out there. Let him do his thing. You want the best 11 guys on the field at all times, if at all possible. And he's one of those best 11 guys, maybe the best of the 11 guys.
I mean, in most
the
cases,
dude's talented.
Yeah, in most cases, he is the best out of the 11. No one is as versatile and it can change a football game like Boo Carter. I mean, I know Jamal McCoy, first team, preseason All-American. What he did, but McCoy ain't playing offense. McCoy ain't returning punts the way that Boo Carter can return punts. So we'll monitor that and kind of see what happens there with Boo Carter come Saturday. But yeah, I mean, you had that. You had Chris Brazzell getting arrested, just not being smart while not being smart in that situation. So like it feels like an offseason that points to a national championship in most cases, right?
A little bit. You got some team drama. You got an arrest. I mean, let's go win a chip, right? That's how these things go. But a couple under different regimes, this would have been a recipe for a collapse that we've had here. I don't feel that way under this coaching staff and this leadership from the top down, Danny White down. I think what we saw this offseason in the spring, I think things were handled the way they needed to be handled for the most part. I think with the Boo Carter situation, things have been handled the way they need to be handled for the most part. And I'm ready to ride for Saturday, man. I'm ready to show who the real orange is.
You already know, man. I feel like I need to go ahead and do this. Just make sure we good. Because I think for the most part, Swain Event listeners are good. Folks that listen to Josh and Swain, for the most part, you're good. Right before this Adidas deal came out, I said, listen, y'all, I need for y'all to not say anything crazy because you're gonna look silly if you do. Just trust and believe. Like this is the right move for us as a university, as an athletic program, to do what's best for us to compete at a high level, and just trust me. And Tony Vitello, we had him on Josh and Swain on Friday there at Avalon Golf Club, part of his golf tournament, and I asked him about his thoughts on Tennessee switching to Adidas. He shared with us that they had the number one baseball player in the country committed, a kid from Oregon. He went to the majors, so he never arrived on campus. But during the recruitment, Nike, which is headquartered in Oregon, just like Adidas is headquartered in Oregon, Nike was recruiting the kid, pushing the kid to go to Oregon, while Tennessee, a partner of Nike, was also recruiting the kid. So Nike essentially was recruiting against Tennessee.
I mean, if that's not all the proof you need that this deal was the best thing for Tennessee, all the money that Adidas is going to pay us aside, all the NIL potential aside, all the customization stuff, all that stuff that Tony V talked about aside, the fact that your apparel provider at the time was recruiting against you, was pushing a top recruit towards another school, should tell you all you need to know. You don't need to be doing business with them anymore, man.
It's that simple.
It's easy.
It's that simple. Rick Barnes on Saturday, Hoops for Hope. Josh Ward talked to Rick Barnes and asked him about the deal, and Rick pointed to the fact that Nike not valuing Tennessee, and that's okay, but Adidas valuing Tennessee the way they should, and Danny White knowing what he's doing, being steps ahead of the game. Rick Barnes is a Nike guy from his days at Texas, and Texas is a top 3 Nike school. So Nike is all Rick Barnes knows, but Rick is excited about the Adidas switch. So I just want to make sure we all on the same page. I think at this point, if you're still on that, well, Tennessee can't do anything unless they have Nike. If you're still on that train, maybe you should go work in Nike. Maybe you should go overseas. We can put you in one of them shops, and you can you can work for 30 cents an hour, and you can make Nike shoes. Okay, maybe you need to do that because obviously you don't get it. If we at this point and you don't get it, you just ain't gonna ever get it. You just love Nike that much.
Well, I think it's a way of thinking from the past that Nike is the superior athletic brand, and in a lot of ways they are. Let's not get it twisted. Nike is a great brand. They make a great product from a durability standpoint. People, athletes love to wear Nike because it works, it lasts. From a dollars and cents standpoint, it doesn't make any sense to stick with Nike. It makes perfect sense to go with Adidas. But Adidas is better than they were. It's not the same Adidas from the end of the Butch Jones era. And I think a lot of people are putting their feelings about how Tennessee was on the field and lumping Adidas in with that, and how we weren't great at the time. And it's all kind of getting lumped together with just bad feelings about the program as a whole. Let's move forward. Let's move past that. This is not the same Adidas. This is a lot of money. You're not going to turn down this much money if you had the choice. If this was your personal bank account and Nike was going to give you 5 and Adidas was going to give you up in the upper teens, you're picking Adidas all day long. How many stripes can I wear?
Yeah.
What can I put stripes on that's not already have stripes on it?
Can I wear a 4th stripe?
Whatever. Stripe me up. What's a swoosh? I don't know. I don't like a swoosh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Check it off the list.
Exactly. So I just want to make sure we're good. We moving on. I just want to make sure we're good. Game week. Josh Heupel talked yesterday, Seth, about he was asked about the depth chart, and obviously Joey Aguilar is number 1, QB number 1. Right. Heupel was asked about who's going to be number 2, and he said, "Well, you'll find out on Saturday." Normally, you get the depth chart released on the Monday of game week, but this week is going to be a little bit different. Here's my theory on what is going to happen with the depth chart as far as QB number 2. I may be wrong, but this is what I think is going to happen based on seeing the quarterbacks perform this fall camp. I think George McIntyre throws it better than anybody as a true freshman. But physically, he's the least prepared to play because 10 hits from the defense, George is less likely to survive than the other 2 guys, okay? But he throws it better than everyone else. Joey has the experience, clearly beat out Jake Merklinger for the job. He is QB number 1. If I'm Heupel, I'm getting George prepared to play. Whereas maybe redshirting was the plan months ago. But now I'm preparing him to play because if Joey Aguilar gets hurt on Saturday, I need Jake Merklinger to be engaged. I don't know if he's going to be engaged if you put him at QB3. So Saturday, I'm putting Merklinger, I'm putting George McIntyre, co-bracket QB2. That's what I'm doing. A big old or. As George gets more comfortable, gains the weight, eats some more peanut butter sandwiches, peanut butter shakes, whatever, hit up Gus's at night, whatever, gets more comfortable.
Mhm.
Let's say it's week 4, week 5, and let's say Aguilar gets hurt or he plays poorly. I'm putting George in. If he continues to progress the way he's progressing at that point. Now, if it's game 1, I'm not putting George in game 1. I'm putting Merklinger in game 1. So I think it serves dual purposes here. Number 1, you want to keep Merklinger engaged for when you need him. You need him now. You may not need him in 4 or 5 weeks if George continues to get better. And then you're giving George enough time to grasp the offense and gain some more weight. So that's my personal opinion, my theory on what's going to happen with the depth chart when it's released on Saturday with the quarterbacks. I think it's going to be bracketed.
I couldn't agree more. They started calling it an organizational chart for a reason because there's usually a lot of ors on there, and there's no reason to start put McIntyre at number 2 right now. But credit to the kid for coming in, working his butt off, showing his talent, learning the offense. I know he was an early enrollee, so he kind of had the spring.
Yep.
Your body is going to develop how it develops. You just got to do what you can to help it along the way. But genes are what genes are. And Merklinger had a golden opportunity to really take this team by the horns and make it his team and have Aguilar as just kind of an insurance plan. But that didn't happen. And credit to Aguilar for coming in, learning the offense well enough to where the coaches feel comfortable enough to hand him the keys. And let's just hope he cuts down on some of those picks and stays healthy. I know he likes to get out and run a little bit, likes to roll outside the pocket, and that can invite some violence. But let's hope he can stay healthy through that. And you don't have to turn to the backup unless it's to take a knee when you're up 35. So that's ideal, of course. But, credit to McIntyre. I'm excited to see what this kid does. I'm actually, looking past this season, I'm excited for the quarterback competition next season when Faison comes in. And you've got Mac, you've got him. I doubt Merck's going to be here, honestly. And we'll see how that plays out because he's not coming in here to sit. And McIntyre doesn't want to sit. Only play one at a time. So that's what I'm excited about. This year's going to be a lot of fun, but just looking past this year, that's going to be an exciting competition. But hopefully McIntyre continues to progress. And if he does if they have to break glass in case of emergency and put him in a game, I hope he lights it up.
That's the hope, man. Let's get to the phones. 865-255-03. Seth Stokes with us today. The OG. Good morning.
How we doing, guys?
What's up? Good morning, Turkey Man.
Turkey Man.
Hey, I miss Ben, and we're praying for him, and we're there with him in prayer and in spirit. And if the family needs anything, let me know. Seth, my buddy there, I tell you what, I'm glad to see you, my man. I tell you what, I appreciate what you've done as far as reaching. I reach out to you, and you give me some guidance. And we're in a battle ourselves. Mom's, she's in her last days right now. Don't know when it's going to happen, but we're battling them moments and need prayer ourselves. But that's part of living, as we all face that. And the scriptures talk about that. But, Seth, I was thinking this morning, I seen you on there. I can't help but think about back in January of 2016 when I joined Twitter, and I was watching Peyton, and I heard him talk about him being a goat, and I got upset about it, and I was sharing that with you and Swain, and Swain fell off the chair. You remember that moment?
I remember that like it was yesterday. That was one of the funnier times of the old Swain event. You called in real hot about that, Turkey Man. I mean, hot.
I come in hot. Yeah. I mean, because I was Brady, Peyton Brady, Peyton, and I was just got on Twitter and well, I was, but I heard that crash in the background, and I heard you laughing. This Wayne just fall out of the chair. Did he really?
No, he did. Swain was on the ground in the studio. He couldn't breathe. He was laughing so hard. But I will say this, Turkey Man, that was one of the fastest changes of direction I have ever heard when you found out what it actually meant. You went from hot to, well, yeah, he's the GOAT. He absolutely is. I mean, you changed directions so fast. Look at Dylan Sampson out there, Alvin Kamara.
Oh, man. Well, buddy, I tell you what, I appreciate you. I'm going to get off and listen to you, and it's good to hear you this morning. Swain, keep up the good work and keep trudging forward, and I'm glad Seth's with us today.
All right, thank you, Turkey Man. Appreciate the phone call. We got Seth in here today. We'll get Seth in when he's available. We'll also have some other guest co-hosts that will come in. I've talked to a few folks who are willing to come in and chit chat with us while Ben is out. And there's gonna be days where Ben feels up to doing it. I mean, last week Ben did it, and it was the day after his first day of chemo, and so Ben's been fighting this thing for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and no one has known it, and so that's what Ben prefers. He just wants to work, man. He just wants to go do the job, and so we will organize some things so folks can help if they want to, but for me, man, it's about those two little boys and helping Savannah. While Ben fights this, Mom is up here, and so got a chance to hang out with her and the boys. And man, that oldest man, that Knox. Ben can't deny that boy. That is his spit image.
Every time I see a picture, I'm like, is that a Ben baby picture,
man,
or is that the oldest? What's going on?
Man, that is Ben all the way. And then little Jalen, man, he was a treat. So, but anyways, we'll give you information as we can moving forward about how you can help. AJ Rucker says, "Good morning, Swain. We've been looking forward to this week, and it's finally here. From the players' media sessions, it sounds like Joey hasn't just earned the respect for his character off the field, but they truly believe in his ability on the field as well. From what you've seen in scrimmages, can you give us some insight into what makes him special and what Vol fans can expect from Joey?" I think it's his presence. His experience. He's confident. He's down to earth. You think about his grind. Anybody can respect the grind. When you go through JUCO, you took the path that Joey took, and then he comes off as very, very humble. I'm not saying Nico wasn't humble, because I think Nico was humble, but there's this. You're kind of apprehensive a little bit when you have a guy like Nico comes in. Like, you don't know how they're going to be. They're going to be down to earth or not, but you found out that he was. Joey, there was no reason for him not to be humble with his journey that he's been on. And Josh Heupel's been on that journey as well. He's a JUCO guy that got an opportunity at OU and then beat out everybody and then won the job and won the national championship. So I think there's a respect level that his teammates have with Joey. And when Joey came in, I don't know if you heard this comment I made on this program, but Joey needed to be like Diego Pavia as far as galvanizing the troops the way that he did. It reminded me of Baker Mayfield when he first came in Oklahoma, and he was doing all the dancing and everybody was in the circle around him, and like that stuff matters, because the quarterback became like one of the guys. Now don't play like Diego as far as only 8 completions in 10 drives like Tennessee, like the Tennessee game. Don't play like Diego now. I know we need some completions now. We need more than 8 completions in 10 drives. But the energy, the confidence that Diego has basically infected the Vanderbilt football program with, I can see Joey doing some of that here.
Diego sure is proud of those 8 completions, isn't he? No, Joey Aguilar having some bravado about him, that's a positive. Him being able to ingratiate himself in the team, not just from an on the field standpoint, but from an in the locker room standpoint, becoming one of the guys, because that's important.
Very
like
important.
No matter what line of work you're in, what you're doing in life, if you're doing it in a setting with coworkers or teammates, being one of them, a leader amongst them, but also ingratiating yourself to them, that's huge. That's important. If you got guys that'll believe in you, will follow you, and genuinely like being around you, that changes some things.
No, it does. It does 100%. Let's get back to the phones. 865-255-03, the Garza Law hotline. You can hit us up on the Beatty Chevrolet text box as well, too. Good morning.
Morning, guys. DR Stokes, good talking to you.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
You as well, Swain. That goes without saying. Yeah, the afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Diego Pavia, man. It really grinds my gears. I ran into his brother in Arizona a few weeks ago. I had a Tennessee shirt on. Yeah, I had a Tennessee shirt on. He looked just like him, too. And his drunk friend came up to me and said something about Vandy in Tennessee. And by the end of the conversation, me and his brother, we exchanged numbers. We got a $500 bet on that Vandy game.
Oh, man. So what you going to do with your money?
I don't know. Probably invest it. Dogecoin. I heard that's a really steady investment.
Yeah, man. Ethereum is good. It hit an all-time high a couple days ago. And, Bitcoin seems to be popular. But, yeah, Dogecoin, that sounds like a pretty good investment.
We cannot be held liable for any financial advice.
Correct.
He wanted to do more. He said it wasn't worth his time going that low. And I said, well, us playing Vandy is not worth our time either.
Correct.
But he did tell me some things about Star Thomas, because I guess they grew up together. He was from out there. So I'm looking forward to him play as well.
Yeah, Star has been really good, man. Tennessee is deeper at running back than they have been in a while, and they feel good about all 3 guys. So, yeah.
I feel pretty good about the season. I lean negative, but I guess I'm getting a little sheepy as it gets closer, like we always do. Even back in the days of Butch Jones and Derek Dooley, you kind of talk yourself into 12-0.
Well, when the temperature starts to drop a little bit, you got to get a little woolly just to keep warm.
You have to, Stokes. I mean, when the temperature drops below 80, that ups the win total for me by 2 at least.
I mean, listen, man, Josh Heupel has taken 2 quarterbacks, and I was having a conversation with someone about Hendon Hooker, who was just released by the Lions. And remember, me and Ben had a good old debate / argument, because I was like, yo, Hendon better get on it. This time last year, remember, they signed a dude off the street, and I was like, that don't look good for Hendon. And they wound up signing Teddy Bridgewater in the playoffs. I was like, that don't look good for Hendon. And the moment he had a bad game in the preseason, had a couple fumbles, they let him go. Now, he'll get picked up probably somewhere else. But, I saw the tea leaves leading to Hendon's release. Hendon was pushed out of Virginia Tech. What did Heupel do? Take him and win a bunch of games, and Hendon had his best stretch of his football career here at Tennessee under Heupel. Did the same thing with Joe Milton. And so it's hard not to expect for him to do the same thing with Aguilar, because he's done it already twice.
This is what I expect. I expect Aguilar to not run out of bounds with the game on the line, as that seems to be a tradition. I'd like to get back to that with Hendon Hooker as well.
With Joey Aguilar?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about because Hendon didn't do it.
Yeah,
so let's be like Hendon.
Hendon didn't do it. The other 2 guys did.
No. Yeah. Well, guys, that's about all I got. Ben, if you're listening, we love you. And, not to kick anybody while they're down, I just, I love Ben despite him being a Yankees fan. And, the Red Sox, I think they kind of proved who the better organization was over the last few weeks. So y'all have a good day, guys.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's been brutal for the old Yankees up against the Red Sox. 865-255-03. Sean Reed says, wow, I'm having a flashback this morning, his game week, and listening to the OG Swain Event. Tremel from chat says, wow, I've been under the rock. What talking about Ben? Well, Ben announced it like, what, Sunday or Monday? Was it Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah, so Tremel, it's just Tuesday, man. It's all good. It's all good. So, but I mean, Ben has missed days here and there, and I mean, folks could have put two and two together, but that's a part. That's why. Paul in Northwest Arkansas. I know you touched on Boo a little bit earlier, but is it fair to say that you were surprised Boo wasn't suspended a game? If I remember correctly, when it all came out before fall practice started, you and Ben thought there might be at least a small chance he might not be on the team. Yeah. Because I know that his teammates were not happy. I know a lot of those dudes were done with Boo. But they gave him a crack in the door. And he had to do everything right to have opportunity. And for the most part, he's done that. I would say if Boo Carter was on my team, he probably would have been dismissed. Boo Carter probably would have been dismissed on most teams, honestly. But this is the choice that this staff made, or Heupel made, and I don't think Boo Carter being in Chattanooga not playing football is the best situation for him, to be honest. I think Boo is a guy that needs football, that structure. I don't see great things without football for Boo, and this is a way for him to understand, like, yo, this is how you're going to do it. This structure that we're providing you that you fought against your first year, this is a structure that's going to help you in your life outside of football. And so sometimes giving guys a second, third, fourth chance, yeah, maybe because they're good, and Boo Carter certainly is good. I don't know if Boo Carter gets an opportunity like he's getting now if he wasn't good, but this is going to help him in the long run if he turns things around. But yeah, I was surprised he wasn't let go, because I mean, the former guys I talked to, when they knew what happened, and I shared with them what happened, they was like, oh yeah, he got to go. Because you just don't miss workouts like that. You just don't do what he did. But hey, man, he was given some grace. He was given an opportunity, and hopefully it works out for Tennessee. More importantly, because that's who I care about more than anything. And then for Boo Carter, the individual, I hope that he takes this lesson and grows and becomes, better for it. All right.
And that's what it is. I mean, it is a lesson,
Yep.
and it's an opportunity for the coaches to kind of back up what they preach a lot of times, where they say, hey, we're not just here to coach football and get them ready for football, but we're here to get these kids ready in life and to help them become, members of society that'll contribute and help them mature. It's a growing opportunity. It's a learning opportunity. It's a chance to help Boo mature. Now it is up to him to maintain and continue to grow and to continue to earn his way back. But, I don't blame him for allowing him, giving him that grace. That's what we should do in certain situations. I'm glad that they did it, and hopefully it works out for the best.
Yeah, 100%. Well said, my man. Well said. Tremel says, so you saying it's over for Merck, basically? He's not going to be the starting quarterback. I mean, it's over there. I think George his talent is undeniable, and I think Merklinger has some opportunities that he didn't take advantage of, and he's put himself in a position to be QB3, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. Troy from Tazewell, Swain, tell us what we all are wondering. What percentage of the playbook will be open this weekend? Love the show, buddy. Oh, this is one of my favorite questions, man.
As much as needs to be, man. Like, that's for me, it's whatever it takes to get that W.
this is how the playbooks work, okay? When you are playing against the ETSUs and the Ball States of the world, and you have a big game after that game, of course you don't want to show certain stuff. But the defense that you are playing dictates your game plan. You're going to get different coverage from Syracuse that you're going to get from Georgia, that you're going to get from ETSU. You're going to get maybe 3 down linemen and a bunch of dudes standing up with some of the inferior opponents because they're trying to trick you. Whereas against Georgia, they're going to line up 4 dudes and say, what? Ain't no disguising. We got 5 stars over here that's bigger, stronger, uglier than you. So what you going to do? And so you got to go win one-on-one. And so the defense that you face dictates your game plan. So you may play a team that plays hard cover 2 with an inverted corner. Okay, well, you have to design some things and game plan some things and add some things to the playbook that you didn't have the previous week because you're not playing the same coverage. So, quick example. It was a video floating around a couple weeks ago or a week ago. Brooks Austin, who does a good job breaking down film, he's breaking down Nico versus Ohio State. Well, I don't necessarily agree with him 100% because on that particular play, Ohio State ran cover 2, inverted cover 2, where the corners just went inside 5 yards on the snap of the football, when normally they're supposed to stay outside. Well, if Tennessee would have had a better play design and better play call, you probably would have hit a touchdown or probably would have had a successful play. But because the receiver on the outside was simply just running straight, he allowed himself to be covered up easily. The number 2 receiver in the slot was not open, despite what people are trying to take from the video. There's a linebacker that was right in the throwing lane of Nico. He wasn't open. So no one was open on that play. That's why Nico didn't throw it. But if it's normal cover 2, that's a hole throw. That's an easy completion to the outside receiver. But that was an inverted cover 2. I'm not sure if Ohio State ran that previously or if they just ran that just for Tennessee. But obviously, we got out-schemed on that particular play. So I don't 100% buy, man, we're not going to open the playbook up. Well, I mean, like you said, Stokes, we'll open it up as we need to open it up.
We'll run whatever it takes to be successful.
Yeah.
If they're just dropping everybody back and leaving the underneath stuff wide open, you're going to take advantage of that and let some receivers go get busy with the ball in their hands. I mean, that's you're going to run the ball. I mean, it's what you got to do. You're going to do whatever it takes to get in the end zone more times than your opponent based on what looks they're giving you. You're not going to try to force something that's not there. That's how you end up losing games to inferior opponents.
Pretty much. So I don't think we need to do a lot because I think the running game. Stokes.
I can't wait. I love the running game.
Stokes.
I love running football.
I think we're going to mash somebody's face in.
Good.
Watching this offensive line, and Dominic Bailey, I was messing with him on Sunday. I was like, man, the offensive line shows running the ball at will in them 2 scrimmages. And he kind of smiled. Of course, he didn't like it. But he had to admit that the offensive line, they got a chance to be really good. And
they should be. I mean, they've got some names. They've got some recruiting star power along the line now. It's what, the 5th, 6th year with this, O-line coach. Like, they better.
Stokes.
They better.
As great as we were running the football the last 2 seasons, there's not a dude on the offensive line that's in the league right now.
Nope. Because a lot of that success was dudes getting busy after contact, making a guy miss in the hole or in the backfield and turning it up and getting yards. It wasn't a ton of these massive drive a Volkswagen bus through it kind of holes. That's what I'm looking to see this year.
Yeah, like you give love to Spraggins and Cooper Mays, man, his toughness and
Oh, yeah.
the tempo that he was able to execute. That's one thing we're gonna miss. But some of them dudes didn't even get combine invites, and that raised eyebrows for me. You got Lance Hurd, who's 5-star talent coming out of high school. He's looking good. He is healthy. He's gonna play at the next level. David Sanders, we don't need to say anything about that. We know what he is. He's playing.
He looked like a grown man.
He's playing the next level. Okay, you got Pendleton. He's gonna have a chance to play at the next level. Moy's gonna have a chance to play at the next level. Like you got about 4 or 5 dudes on this offensive line that will have a chance to play at the next level. And I saw them have some success against Tennessee's defensive line that will be one of the best units in this conference. So we may not need to throw the ball a lot on Saturday, but I think we need to throw the ball because you need to have some balance and you need to get these young guys some work and get Joey prepared because Georgia is around the corner.
Yep. Georgia's coming quick this year. I always like it when you can run the football. It takes a lot of pressure, obviously. But, football 101, no matter what the offensive scheme is called, no matter if they like to throw it 100 times a game, if you're able to run the football, it makes those passes a lot easier. And anything you can do to set up Aguilar and the receivers who are going to need some help. Let's be honest. They've last couple of seasons have not been great from a receiver standpoint. So the easier you can make this to where Aguilar is throwing from a cleaner pocket, where the receivers are dealing with a little less coverage because they're scared of the run, make that ball a little easier to catch for them. That's going to be a positive for Tennessee. I'm good with running the football more than throwing it if it helps set up a big play a little bit later down the game, a little bit later down the road, suck those guys in and hit those shots over the top. Because I don't see that Jalen Hyatt type, that Cedric Tillman type, just no matter what the coverage is, they're just going to get behind them regardless and make that tough 50-50 catch and make the DB look foolish in the process. I just don't see that on this team right now. Hopefully some guys will step up and become that. But if we lean on the running game, we lean on the running game. And Heupel's good with it. He showed it. We'll let the running backs tote the rock. And what's nice is this year it's not Dylan Sampson and some guys. It's 3 dudes.
Yeah,
they can rotate in there.
Yeah, it's 3 dudes, not Dylan Sampson and some guys. It's three dudes.
Right.
Yeah, that you feel good about if you are Darrell Sims. 865-255-03. Our guy Seth Stokes in South Kakalaki.
That's right.
Is it hot? Was it hot
buddy.
last week?
Man, so I started a detailing business on the side, and so I'm out in it. And dude, July was super, super busy, which I ain't complaining. Blessings. Man, I swear, I lost 15 pounds just sweating my butt off out there. Like, it's hot.
Hey, man, I mean, it's been
nasty.
hot over here. I know it's hot over there. I remember being at your wedding. Whew. It's too hot over there, man. Way too hot. 865-255-03. Seth Stokes filling in for Ben McKee today. I'm live in the Low T Center studio. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
What's up, Swain Event crew? Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. Fall sports can be a roller coaster ride for us fans. The excitement, drama, and passion will make us crazy sometimes. I can't manage the games, but I can help you manage your real estate needs while you're cheering on the Vols. Reach out at 865-694-5904 or contact me at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
You don't say.
Fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
When you are craving some quality barbecue, there's only one place to go. Dead End Barbecue. Dead End Barbecue has been featured on ESPN's Taste of the Town, the first barbecue restaurant on the SEC Network, CBS Sports, Headline News Tailgate Show, Amazon Prime's The Restaurant Comeback, Food Paradise, and named one of the top 100 barbecue restaurants in America. The search is over. Dead End Barbecue is located on 3621 Sutherland Avenue right here in Knoxville. You can even have it delivered right to your door through Chow Now. Visit their website at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Guys, don't live with tiredness or low energy. Get your life back with low testosterone therapy at Low T Center. Take the test, get fast results, and start TRT with Knoxville's leading experts in men's health. Now it's easier than ever with the new Synergen X Health app, an innovation in healthcare technology you won't find anywhere else. Download now or book an appointment while the test is still free at fixmylowt.com. Fixmylowt.com.
Just because you can't call in doesn't mean that you have to sit on the sideline. Impact the show with a text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Seth Stokes filling in for Ben McKee. Glad to have you with us this morning. If you missed any part of the show, you can go back and check it out. Wherever you get your podcast. 2025, man. When did we start doing this thing, Stokes? Was that,
buddy?
When?
If I walk it back through the timeline from when I arrived in Knoxville in the spring of 2012, so I started with Swain and Rucker at TSR in 2012, and then we went just me and you in 2014.
Yep.
I think it was
14.
Yep, in 14.
Never forget.
Nope.
Never forget
And
that.
there were
that moment. Yep.
Golly. Yeah, man. We made it work though. We made it work.
Wow.
And so it's been the Swain event, just in some variation of that privately. In 2014, since 2014.
Yeah, I think before you got here, I started in like 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing like a 1 hour show from like 10 to 11. No, 9 to 10, something like that. And you got here a little bit later, and then we did our thing there. But yeah, you and I've been rolling since 2012. The Swain Event has been a thing since 2010. So, wow.
Yeah.
Man, it's good to see you, man. You look good.
It's good to see you too, man. You do too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's cool being able to keep up on social media and everything, but nothing beats, even if it's just over a computer, man, face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, man. It ain't nothing like it.
Nah. I got to get back into Knoxville sometime soon. It's been a while.
Well, Jennifer Morris just hit me up and said, Stokes, let me know when you're ready to move back to K-Town. So, man,
I would love to. I've got to get the kids grown and out the house, and then decisions are made at that point.
Yeah.
So then we can start making some serious where we go from here kind of decisions. Yeah. But got to get the blended family type deal. Kids got to stay where they're at until they're out of high school, and then so the youngest is a freshman now. So a couple more years, and I can the wife and I can figure that out.
Yeah, we talk about it.
That's right. Have a conversation at least.
Exactly. Brad Hunsucker said Darnell is in the league. Yeah, absolutely. Darnell was in the league after the 22 season. I'm talking about the offensive line from last year and the year before that, in 2023. Darnell's rookie season was 23. Tennessee was running the ball at will in 23. led the league in rushing last year, running the ball at will. Darnell wasn't here. I don't think. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong. You know, Darnell plays for my team, the Chicago Bears. So I'm just saying. But yeah, like the success that we had running the football the last 2 years did not include guys that were consistently in the NFL. Like we haven't had that many on the offensive line, and you still had success. Whereas I see NFL dudes on this offensive line, which to me feels like this offensive line has a chance to be even better in the running game. Passing game, we'll see. Should be better in the passing game, but definitely in the running game from what I saw during the scrimmages. And then you have a running back room that, and Dylan was great, don't get me wrong, but there were times that Dylan probably needed a blow or two instead of being out there playing tired. Dylan strained his hamstring against Vanderbilt. It was cold outside, but that was a lot of wear and tear on Dylan throughout the season. He had an ankle sprain during the season, which I don't know how he continued to play. He had a thumb that impacted his grip a little bit, and he fumbled a couple times. Dylan probably would have been even better if he had some guys that could spell him. I mean, Peyton Lewis was a freshman, and Deshaun Bishop was not healthy. But now you got three dudes who you feel good about that have some experience under their belt. And
the Google machine says you were correct. Darnell Wright's last season at Tennessee was 2022.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Just let me know, Hunsucker. Let me know. I could be wrong.
I'm ready to see an O-line that'll mash some people, that'll make it real painful for defenses to try to get into that backfield, and that'll protect the quarterback. Because like last year, it never was really in sync. You either had the O-line having Nico running for his life, or when they did provide a clean pocket, he wasn't as accurate as he needed to be, or receivers were dropping the ball. You never could get it all to mesh up well. So hopefully that changes a bit this year. Aguilar operates more out of a clean pocket than previous quarterbacks have the past couple of seasons, and makes smart decisions with the football. I appreciate his confidence in his arm, and I do appreciate that, hey, there's going to be some times where he's just going to let that thing fly come what may. But I just hope he's able to do it from a clean pocket, and the receivers help the quarterback out quite a bit. And we saw them kind of get a little bit better as the season progressed, especially Hurd. Yeah. Like you kind of started to see towards the end of last season the type of talent that he has, and the fact that he's going to get after it. He's going to make it difficult on a D lineman or a linebacker trying to come in on a blitz or something. He can get nasty with it, and he's athletic. He can run and make some blocks down the field. So let's I can't wait to see that progression this season.
Peanut butter, no jelly. Ham, no burger, right?
That was it last season, man. That was it. The only consistent we had was Sampson.
Kool-Aid, no sugar. Damn.
Y'all ain't never got two things that match.
Never got two things that match.
Oh, man.
Oh, Hunsucker says, my bad. I thought you were talking about LB's tenure in Tennessee. No, not talking about his tenure. Just talking about the offensive line the last 2 years, not having a lot of dudes in the league, but still having success running the football. When you look at the personnel on this offensive line, I think there's more NFL guys, which should mean better results with offensive line play.
Yep. They should.
Jay Ben says, can we speak on the tight end potential this week? There's a lot of great potential. There's a gap between the two experienced guys and the younger guys, even though the young guys are very talented. Like Ethan Davis, man, like this got to be the year, brother. This got to be the year. And I've spoken to him in the past about just his transition from tight end. He played receiver in high school, so he had to get used to the physicality in the trenches and mold his body to be able to block along with running routes. And I thought last year was going to be a year for him, but this year has to be. And I wouldn't be surprised, Stokes, because we saw a lot of it last year. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of two tight ends. I wouldn't be surprised. It allows us to only have to rely on 2 receivers,
Mm-hmm.
and then have your 2 best tight ends in there, and you can run out of it. You can pass out of it. You can split Ethan Davis out wide.
Yep.
You can have a throwing option with Kitzelman as well, with maybe his hand on the ground, being part of the line of scrimmage. You can, have Ethan Davis kind of disconnected from the line of scrimmage and line him up out, in a slot or by the numbers. And then you have your 2 receivers. As you're still looking for 3 dudes who you feel good about, and maybe they feel good about them now, but I don't know. This has been the first couple of days that you've had all 3 guys practicing because Brazel was out, and then you have Staley out. So depending on their development and where they are, you may feel good with 2. You may feel good with 3. I'll be surprised if we see 3 receivers the whole entire game. I think we're going to see some 2 tight ends, which is a great running formation.
No, I think early in the season, 2 tight ends is your best bet for success for Tennessee. While, like you said, you kind of get those 3 receivers rotated in and out, get them some live game reps to get them comfortable with the physicality of a game, with the pace of a game. So much you can do. The RPO game can be just nasty out of a 2 tight end set. Run the ball well. And Kitzelman, I'm not worried about at all. That man's just he's about his business. He's a very mature young man there, and he's going to do the right thing. Just stay healthy. That's all I care about for Kittelman. Stay healthy. He's going to be all right. I'm with you on Ethan Davis. It's time for him to step up, take that next step. You mentioned Staley. I'm really excited for Staley this year. I think he could be kind of that breakout wide receiver. I think he has great agility, very, very quick. Like his muscle twitch, from what I understand, is off the charts. Can he stay healthy? Does he know the playbook? And when it matters, when the lights are on, is he going to make those tough catches? That's the thing, because we haven't really had a receiver outside of Squirrel in a while that when the ball was in their hands, they're going to make a guy miss, and they're going to get that a lot of yak, kind of hard to tackle in a phone booth from a receiver position. We haven't really had that too much, but Squirrel was just so small.
He was literally a squirrel.
Right. Like, I mean, no knock on him. He went out there and he tried real hard. But, good luck to him down in Tallahassee. But, I'm excited for Staley to see what he can do.
Here's my message to Staley. If you ain't in class, you need to be in that training room. Like, if you got a little girlfriend, listen, man, she's going to have to wait.
Can she come to the training room, have a date with you in the training room?
I mean, y'all can sit there and chit-chat at the training room. Or, you can FaceTime or whatever. But, like, understand what's happening around you. Like Tennessee bringing in some dudes at wide receiver. Like, that's going to happen, okay? There's some young dudes behind you. You have the footing. You should be the starting slot receiver for the next couple of years. But you can't make the club in the tub. You got to get that hamstring right. And if it takes a ton of prohab, and prohab is important, it's something I had to learn as a player. You got to go to the training room even when you're not hurt. Most people think you only go when you're hurt. No. You go when you're not hurt to prevent getting hurt. That's
preventative maintenance.
Yeah, that's going to the training room, sitting in the hot tub before practice. After practice, sitting in the cold tub, getting extra stretching, doing some strengthening exercises. Like, all that stuff plays into you being healthy, because no one's going to care that, hey man, I was a starter, but I couldn't play because I was hurt. Well, you didn't play. Not playing because you hurt and not playing because you wasn't good enough, it's still not playing. Like, it's still not playing. Folks are like, hey, man, like, did you play in the league? I'm like, no. It wasn't because I wasn't good enough, but it's because I was hurt and I didn't want to run my body into the ground. Well, guess what? My ass still ain't playing the league, Stokes. Like, I still didn't play in the league.
That's right. Right.
It don't matter. Your best ability is availability. So that would be my advice for Staley, man.
Yeah, and if you want your car to last a couple 100,000 miles, you got to do preventative maintenance. Same with your body.
Well, I thought you got to call Seth Stokes.
I come out and take care of it. I clean it up, service it.
What's the name of the business?
Stokes Auto.
Original.
I know.
I mean, it's original.
It is. Yeah.
Nathaniel says, I remember getting my start sports media interning with y'all the summer 2014 and working off and on with you through 2015 and 17. Also interned with the station, part of old VLT2. LOL, those stories. Yeah, there's a ton of them. A lot of love for Ben McKee on here.
Good.
Appreciate that. You can go check out his tweet announcing some of his upcoming health battles and the battles that he's in right now. If you do not know what we're talking about, if you missed anything, AJ Rucker says, Swain, talk to us about why the national media doesn't do their homework on Tennessee. They always talking out of the side of their neck, saying we don't have the depth on the defensive line like years past. Last time I checked, we're still 3 deep at every position and could have 2 young stars in Marion Dye and Isaiah Campbell. Do you think we continue our dominance defensively, or do we take a step back? I know they expect the defense to be just as good. That is the expectation. You lost the first-round pick in James Pierce. Let's be honest. When you lose a first-round pick, that impacts you. But the group last year did not get to the quarterback enough, did not get the quarterback down enough. And that is a point of emphasis this year. And they know they have to be better in that area. So losing Omar Norman-Lott, losing James Pierce, like those guys are NFL players. Those are pro players. But the depth is still there. And they got some young bulls ready to step in. Now, it stinks for David Hobbs, who will be out a couple weeks with a foot injury. But they're excited about Jordan Ross, which from a physicality standpoint, I'm excited to see what he's going to do versus Syracuse. So, all right, let's get back to the phones, Stokes.
Let's do it.
Good morning.
Good morning, Swain.
This is C-Mac?
Good morning. Yes, it is. Good morning to the one and only Beth freaking Stokes.
Appreciate the C-Mac.
Always good, sir. Always good to see you. Good to hear from you. Swain, it's always good. We close. We're very, very close to this thing. Started the season right around the corner. Y'all had a lot of great talking points this morning. Really excited about the running game, the offensive line. I do want to ask a question about these cuts that's happening in the league throughout, like, yesterday and today. We've seen a few of our players coming out of Tennessee kind of get cut, but we also got some really great news out of some camps, like some of the news coming out of Raiders camp with Thornton. Swain, Stokes, what do you guys anticipate in terms of Tennessee's representation in the league this upcoming season? Especially when you look at folks like Hendon getting cut by the Lions. I want to say Castles got cut yesterday as well. What is your outlook for our players that are trying to make a roster today?
It's going to be vital for Tennessee to have players in the league be successful, because you got to be able to sell development to recruits. Thornton, had some comments that kind of made you raise your eyebrows about his development. Basically, that the Raiders looked at his film at Oregon more than looked at his film at Tennessee, and I know that it can be a little bit difficult to eval, because you're asking guys on some plays, like, just don't even worry about blocking. But if you got the talent, and there's going to be adjustments made by this offensive staff, scheme is going to be tweaked a little bit. But the last 2 years hasn't been great but there are changes that are expected to be made there because, again, you want to be able to prove that, hey, you can do what Rodney Garner is doing on defense. That's why he continues to get players coming in here. I think Hendon's going to be picked up. Castles has a chance to be picked up. Just because you get cut by one team doesn't mean you can't get picked up by another. Castles is big and he can run. And I remember playing with the guy that was in my class. That was a 3-star that didn't know if he would do anything, but wound up playing several years in the league, and that's Brad Cottom. Dude was 6'7", but he can run like a gazelle. And there was that potential. Another guy, Luke Stalker. Like, I never saw these dudes ball out Tennessee because Luke was young when I was an older player. But if you big and you can run, there's a chance for you. There's potential. And so it ain't over for McCollum Castles. And then for Hendon, he still has an opportunity. I knew that Heupel did wonders with Hendon in terms of being able to hide some of his deficiencies. Like, we didn't throw the ball in the middle of the field a lot with Hendon. We tried to do some of that stuff with Nico. I thought we did more of it. And I wondered how Hendon would adjust to the NFL game. The fumbles has nothing to do with the Heupel system. I mean, we got to hold on to the ball. You can't turn the ball over. And so Hendon will get another opportunity. It might be his last after this one, but he'll get another opportunity. But it's very important because everybody has money. Everyone has nice facilities. How you separate yourself from others is how you develop your players and allow them to have success at the next level. And that's what this staff needs to understand and continue to do that at a higher level. Like, it's good, but it needs to be better. And I think they understand that.
So, Swain, I think like what you just said is a deeper conversation for later into like the season. But, you know, if this potentially is the last chance for Hendon, doesn't that say a good bit about Dobbs, Milton? But that's a question for later in the season. Before we get up out of here, blessings, prayers, heading up to McKee. We thinking about you. We loving you. We're sending all the energy your way. Stokes, who you got at Clash in this fatal 4-way?
I think Rollins holds on to it. I think he holds on to it. I don't think they're going to make that title reign that short.
When we going to see Breaker with the strap?
Next year at some point. Probably around this time next year. Survivor Series.
Okay.
Or not Survivor Series, but SummerSlam.
Okay. I had to ask. Gents, thank you. Swain, stay good. Stokes, hey man, you looking good. You losing weight. You looking real good.
Appreciate that, man.
Candidate over here. Y'all take care.
All right, man. Talk to you later, C-Mac. Good to hear from you as well. 865-255-03. My man, Vol Nation. It's all about Greenville right now. Is that where you are? You in Greenville?
Technically, it's Simpsonville, but it's kind of like Atlanta. So you live in Kennesaw, but you just say you're from Atlanta. Simpsonville is kind of the same way. It just makes it easy for everybody that's not in the area.
Gotcha. Kind of like Chip Payne's telling people he's from Atlanta, but he's really from Noonan.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right. That's it. That's it.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not as bad as Usher saying, he's from Atlanta when he's from Chattanooga, but not quite that bad.
Pretty much. Rodney Nostell says, I think Rodney wants to say, how old is the other kid, Seth? It's 3, right?
Yep. There's 3. The oldest, he just started his sophomore year of college. And then the middle child, he is just started his junior year of high school, and our youngest is a freshman in high school. So they're growing up, man. Time flies. Time flies. Three wonderful stepchildren. I love them to death. They have made me grow up in a ton of ways. I've learn some of my deficiencies throughout trying to raise these children and, trying to improve myself. And they're wonderful, but it's cool to see them grow up, just how their personalities develop and change over time. And it's been real cool.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Chip Payne says whatever went on with Boo during the offseason was not good, but at least we don't have a family that's associated with the team like the Johnson family is with Kansas State. Hey, if I had to spend all that money to watch that game in a pig pen, I would be angry too. That field was trash, but the fight was worse.
That was embarrassing.
Yo.
So embarrassing.
It's one thing to put your hands on your son like that in public. Like, those are fights that happens between the four walls, right? Because there's a day where son gets older, gets a little stronger. He's like, man, you know what? I can take that. All them whoopings you used to give me when I was young, I take them. And then there's that time when, all right, you gonna try dad to see if you can take him. And I think Avery Johnson's dad has been tested before by son. And for whatever reason, out in public after a football game, son must have said something, did something, for his dad to put him in a headlock on the ground and give him a 3-piece and a biscuit, hitting him like he's a stranger. This is your son, man. Like, he hitting him like he's a stranger.
Oh man, like what? Like if you know, because this isn't the first time this has happened. Couldn't have been.
It can't be the way he was putting them hands on him.
if you know that this is something that might happen, maybe you should lay off the Guinness while you're over there. Maybe, because I do not think this was the actions of some sober folks.
No.
If you can't handle your alcohol in a stressful situation, you in public, man, you gotta refrain, show some self-control. But man, how I hate that for Avery Johnson, because that's embarrassing. That is what that is. That is embarrassing. I hate it for the family. That's just drama. That dinner table's awkward at that point. And you got to probably fly home, probably sitting near them in the plane, if not next to them on the plane.
Dinner
like
table? What do you mean dinner table? Ain't no way that son lives in the same house with them. Wait,
no. I'm talking about the rest of the trip. Whatever happened, rest of the trip. Because they're probably
no, they ain't sitting
likely.
Together.
You don't think they're sharing a hotel room?
Oh. Well,
at the beginning of the trip, that's what I'm saying. Like your stuff. I mean, you got to put in a little effort to get away from it at that point. You're in Ireland. You're not in wherever they live in the United States, where you can just go to a buddy's house,
dude,
or just go back to your own house.
I did not know that was his son. He was hitting
either.
like that.
If we still did for what? That's front and center.
Dude, that is number one. Just putting his paws on his son in public like that. Oh, man, I'm sure there were times when you wanted to put your paws on your stepson, but you didn't do it like that.
Oh, no.
If I had a son...
At all. You don't do it at all.
Yeah, if I had a son with my personality, I know my son would have tried me a time or two. I know he would have. But he would have got the same treatment. But inside the house, though, not in public like that.
You keep that closed doors. That's not out in the middle of the street in a foreign country. Americans already have a bad enough reputation everywhere else. Then you go over there acting a fool out in the street, almost drowning your son in a puddle while you're giving him a 3-piece and a biscuit.
Dude, that's another thing. He was treating him like he was a stranger, man.
He was, man. He had no regard for his son's life at that moment. That man saw red. He forgot who he was. He forgot who his son was for a minute, and he just started swinging.
Listen, you might get some international coverage charges, but I'm calling child services if I'm that son. You gonna be hitting me like this in public, embarrassing me. I'm calling child services, man, on you, Dad. That's what we used to do back in the day anyway. So you get that whooping, and you try to, I'll show you, Dad. I'm going to call police. And what Dad say? Go ahead. I'll call them for you.
Right.
I'm running away. Well, go ahead. I'll pack for you. Where you going to go? There's times when you buck up to your parents, and then you get humbled. You get reminded
Real quick
that I'm the parent, you the child. All right. Chip Payne says, no, you're wrong, Swain. I'm so close to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you can say it's in Noonan. Shit, okay. You don't even. You know my wife's side of the family's in Noonan. I've been to your house, Chip. I done been to the man shed, Chip. I done hung out with you, Chip. I done pulled up. People say, yeah, I'm gonna pull up. I pulled up on Chip. I was in Noonan one day. I said, I'm gonna pull up on Chip. I pulled up on Chip and kicked it with Chip for a little bit. It took a whole 30 minutes to get back to Atlanta.
Yeah, it ain't close.
There's Ace.
Ace sound like he got big.
Ace about 90, 93, 90, 95 pounds.
Ace big old boy.
Yeah. Yeah, Ace big. And he don't bark unless he's trying to let Daddy know, hey, you need to see what's going on. I hear something outside. Or here's a dog or something. But yeah, Ace big. Mike says, how petty is Ohio State for banning Dave Portnoy from its stadium for Big Noon kickoff? That's what you're supposed to do. It's a rivalry.
Yep.
I wish we would get more serious about our rivalry games. We're not serious enough.
No, we're too nice.
We too nice about it.
We're way too welcoming.
Like, I want to be so petty where we Xing out A's everywhere. Like that's what we need to be. We need to be so petty where we're not wearing red at practice. The quarterbacks don't need to be wearing red. We got two teams that's supposed to be our rivals that wear red. I don't want to see red. I don't want to see red anywhere. We're not serious enough about our rivals. I need to see the Alabama logo urinal cakes in the bathroom stalls. I need to be that petty.
Yes.
Ohio State, Michigan, that's the most pettiest rivalry in college sports. I want to be that petty. That's what you're supposed to do as a rival.
Do not be welcoming. Do not be nice. You do not like them. Yeah. You're supposed to be mean. You're supposed to have disdain. You shouldn't be playing their fight song for them at all. Oh, yeah. I hate that.
We too nice.
We're way too nice.
We too nice.
Southern hospitality is like when someone who's not in the South comes down and you show them a good time and you're nice to them. You don't show Southern hospitality to your rival.
Yeah, we too nice.
Who is also Southern.
Yeah, we too nice, man.
No, change the visitor locker room to the loser locker room. Like, I'm glad that ours was voted one of the worst visitor locker room in the SEC. That was nice. I was glad to hear that. I said good.
I don't see how we got it when Vanderbilt has a little matchbox locker room where
Vanderbilt's just an afterthought anyways. Like, they don't count. That's why they don't get it. They don't count.
Yeah, like we need to be more petty.
Mm-hmm.
We need to not wear red jerseys in practice unless you're going up against a red team and the scout team wears the jerseys.
Right.
We don't need to be playing fight songs of the other team.
Nope.
Like we ain't petty enough.
Mm-mm.
We need to be more petty. We need a petty manager to come in and talk to Danny White about how to be more petty.
That sounds like a good job for you.
Because Danny is petty. Heupel is petty. We need to up the petty. That's all I'm saying. I remember Danny White's comments, with the Virginia coach. Remember the Virginia coach talking about how he turned down Tennessee job?
Right
before the Virginia game, and Danny had to nip that in the bud real quick.
Something like you can't turn down a job you weren't offered or something like that. Mm-hmm.
Danny got some pettiness to him. We know Heupel.
I like it.
We know Heupel did. We saw that double pass trick play against what's the school? Goodness gracious. What's this? UT Martin.
Yeah.
Coach Simpson, Ty Simpson's dad, was a head coach out there. We saw that pettiness. We saw that pettiness from Heupel towards Missouri when we put a smack down on Drinkwitz
If Drink is there the next time they play Missouri, I feel real bad. Well, I don't feel bad for him. Actually, I look forward to that.
Yeah, so there's some pettiness with our AD and head coaches. I'm just saying, or with our football coach, head coach, I'm just saying we need more pettiness. I don't think it's enough.
No,
Yeah, we need more.
we need a lot more. We're way too nice. We're too friendly, too soft on these folks out here. The only type of sportsmanship that I want to see, and getting along with our rivals that I like to see is when the fan bases come together and raise money for a charity or something. That's great. I love that. On the field in that stadium, that's not friendly It's not the friendly confines. It's supposed to be the worst place the opponent can come to play.
Yeah, I'm with
Make it miserable.
Yeah, like we don't need to be putting our hands on opposing fans and throwing drinks and stuff like that. That's we ain't doing all that. I don't condone that.
That's Florida behavior.
Yeah, that's trailer trash. We ain't doing all that. But the pettiness that doesn't include harassment and assault and things like that, that's illegal. We ain't trying to break the law around here. Hey, we ain't trying to have a record, okay? But I just think Ohio State, Michigan, we can learn a thing or two from that rivalry. We ain't petty enough.
Like I wouldn't mind seeing remember when Juwan Jennings got loose on was it Tabor that he owned, but who had talked so much junk leading up to that game? If maybe they'd have thrown his quotes up on the jumbotron after that touchdown or something. Petty, like petty.
That's the petty I want.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the petty I want. Now I don't want to do what Juwan did as far as stumping on the kids.
No. Keep it within the confines of legality.
Yeah.
But petty.
Yeah.
Petty but legal.
Yeah. We on the same
That's what we
page.
aspire to.
Yeah, we on the same page there, man. We are on the same page. 865-255-003 is our telephone number. Stokes, we got about 5 minutes left. Anything you think we missed? Anything you think we need to touch on, to discuss, hit on before I hit up the text box?
No, I think we did a good job of hitting up everything. Just excited to see what this team is going to be about this season. You kind of start setting the tone for the rest of the season in game one. I'm looking forward to seeing how we react when some adversity hits. That's been the nice thing about Heupel-led football teams, is that they've learned to combat against some adversity. More so than other teams in the past. There's been other teams in the past under different regimes that have folded pretty rapidly when things got tough at any point in the game. And it's been good to see that start to get washed away over the last few seasons. And I want to see how that continues. I'm really excited about Aguilar, not just from what he's going to do throwing the football, but just from a mature leadership standpoint. He's been the starting quarterback before. This isn't a new hat for him as far as leading a team. He's not a freshman coming in and trying to be a starting quarterback in college for the first time. I want to see how that changes the dynamic of the team on the field this year, especially in those crunch situations. How does he do when the pressure's on, when he's got to lead the team from behind? Hopefully we don't have to experience that on Saturday, but just as the season goes. But I do look forward to seeing some correctable film, as we've talked about many times in the past. Can't wait to see what kind of correctable film we get while still getting the comfortable win.
Yeah, we like correctable film. They'll have some of that for sure. This weekend. Beatty Chevrolet text box. Chip saw the Keatron and North Cobb play over the weekend, and Darrell Rivers is a grown man. Trying to hit up some of the things we haven't read off. I heard yesterday Joey has been here 102 days after seeing scrimmages. How well do you think he can operate an offense? How much could he truly learn in that short period of time? Well, that's going to be up to Heupel and how he manages Joey. Obviously, there's going to be more that he is put on his plate given as time goes along. But there's only so much you can do when you're going that fast. Like, you got to make it simple because you want guys to be able to read the defense and react. So I'm not.
And
I'm not worried about Joey.
Will the whoever is going to be starting center, will they be able to operate at a high level and peak efficiency? That's something that I don't think has been talked about enough.
That's the biggest question. Is the center is the one who sets the line of scrimmage and gets the ball quickly to the quarterback and follows the ball, sprints to the ball once the ball is caught from play to play. And so whether that is Pendleton, whether that's somebody else, like who can do that the best while being consistent with the snap to the quarterback? Because the last thing we're going to do is have a bad snap and give the ball to Syracuse, and they haven't done anything. So that's going to be something to watch and something to monitor. Stokes, man. Time flies when you have fun.
Yeah, it does. It goes by real fast.
Real fast. So
it's been a blast, man. I appreciate you having me on to sit in for McKee. And man, I just prayers up to him, his family. Reached out to him past couple of days. Just kind of been chatting with him through text, and just want to just send my love and support that way. And can't wait to hear what we're gonna do to support him, because I'm gonna definitely be a part of that, and whatever we need to do, man. You just let me know.
All right, already know, man. That's family right there. So
that's right.
We'll give you some details. We'll huddle up. A couple folks that I've been talking to that want to do what we can to help. We'll give you some information when we come up with that. But in the meantime, we'll be doing this again on Thursday. We are around the corner from the start of the Tennessee football regular season. Tennessee, Syracuse, almost 2-touchdown favorite in the game. More of the Swain Event on Thursday. For my guy, Seth Stokes, I'm Jason Swain here in the Low T Center studio. Hope everyone has a blessed rest of your day. Peace. Much love. We are out.